Are you ready for the time-traveling journey? Today we're diving into the tales and secrets and shocking truths behind the Prague's enchanting astronomical clock. Could you name a piece of art in Prague that was created 100 years before Shakespeare and 300 years before US was founded? The answer is Prague Astronomical Clock. This is the most famous medieval clock. Today, I invite you to explore the most mesmerizing landmark of the city. Hundreds of people gather on the old town square in Prague to watch the magnificent 15th century astronomical clock in its glory. Now you might be wondering, what's so special about the clock? It's amazing that in 1410, so more than 600 years ago, people could create such a marvel. Astronomical clock adorns the old town hall, and it's the oldest working clock of this kind in the world. Actually, it's just close to the entrance to the old town hall, and it's rather difficult to know the time, to read the time on the old astronomical clock, so they installed on the top of the tower the usual clock where the tourists can know the exact hour. And it's not the ordinary timekeeper. This clock is like the celestial superstar. This wonderful creation can do much more than just tell the time. It's like mini planetarium right here in the heart of Prague. It shows you the position of the sun, the moon, and the stars. What do a skeleton, a merchant, and 12 apostles have in common? They all come alive every hour on Prague's magical astronomical clock. The clock is not just about the time. It has special characters that bring the whole performance to life. Here, every hour, the very important astronomical clock show is happening. The crowd here is waiting for the best part of this show because every hour, two blue windows on the top open up and you will see 12 rotating apostles. They make their grand entrance. It's like the mini parade just before your eyes. And you have to look at the statues that surround the clock. First we have the skeleton. He is very important and he is representing death. He's ringing the bell every hour. Just a friendly reminder to all the audience that time doesn't wait for anyone. Nothing here says welcome to Prague, just the skeleton shaking the bell. It's a little bit morbid, but that is the medieval history. Then we have other statues. They are shaking their heads. They refuse to die. They refuse death. We have a military guy statue. He's representing the fear people had in front of the Ottoman soldiers in ancient Europe. The guy who is holding a mirror symbolizes the fear of vanity. I guess even statues worry about their good looks. And then the guy with the bag of money, he's representing the fear of greed. And even the clock in Prague wants to remind you to keep your desires in check. So every hour the clock creates a show with the apostles and the skeleton, reminding people about mortality. Finally the rooster crows and the bell rings. And it's fun to watch the reaction of the people. Some people are excited, the teenagers might be disappointed because the dragon with the fire is not flying around. But it's amazing that this wonderful clock was created by people so many years ago. What if I told you that Prague's astronomical clock was the ultimate medieval drama queen with a mind-blowing legend? So let's discover the amazing secret behind the design of this beautiful clock. The astronomical clock was built in 1410, and the most popular legend says that it was created by the great clockmaster Hanush. He was the awesome clockmaster, and every city wanted him to build astronomical clock. So when leadership of Prague heard about him, they invited him here to build a clock which turned out to be the most beautiful. And any city could envy Prague. The city councillors were afraid that Hanush could create such a marvel for another European city. So they secretly designed and discussed the ways how to prevent such loss for the prestige of the Prague. And the leaders invited him to party. They paid him a lot of money. They got him drunk and let him sleep. Then they sent men, and those men burned his eyes out with their hot iron poker and cut his tongue out, so he couldn't tell anyone how to create another clock, and he couldn't see anything. The clockmaster was rightfully furious. He wanted revenge, so he threw himself from the town hall tower. Part of the clock stopped working, and it took some time for the people to repair it. And that is the sinister medieval legend. Are you ready to hear the true story? I'm sorry to disappoint you. There was no evil city council, no blinding, and no dramatic revenge. The clock was made by Mikuláš of Kadaň in 1410, and he cooperated with the astronomer from Charles University, Jan Schindel, who provided all the necessary calculations. But the legend has the date right, 1410. The clock is still one of the most beautiful pieces of medieval art. Here are some cool facts about the design of this beautiful marvel. There are two dials. The upper dial is actually the astronomical dial, and the lower is the calendar dial. You can actually peer into the universe as it was seen by the clockmaster back then in the Middle Ages. It's so cool. The upper dial features the zodiacal ring, and it shows the position of the sun and the moon in the sky. There are two clock hands, and they are extra special. One is adorned with a shining sun, and the other with a glowing moon. This ancient timepiece is a beautiful blend of art and astronomy. And you can see a planet Earth in the center because the clock was designed about 200 years before people knew that actually the Earth rotates around the sun. They thought that everything revolved around the Earth. That is the reason we can also see the sun that moves around the Earth. The Earth is surrounded by different colors: blue, green, orange, black, and they stand for the four phases of the day. This clock will inevitably confuse you no matter how many times you stare at it. Upper dial tells the time, including the Old Babylonian time. And it also shows the phases of the moon, sunset, current zodiac signs, and I think it even predicts when you'll run out of your vacation money. The lower dial is a calendar dial. It shows the 365 days of the year, and it shows the allegorical pictures of the month, and it describes what people in Prague usually were doing in those months. These are shiny circles. You can come and look at them. And don't miss extraordinary performance of the astronomical clock. Be prepared. There will always be a huge number of tourists, regardless the weather or the season, because they don't want to miss the extraordinary performance of the astronomical clock. It's really a mesmerizing blend of art, science, and a little touch of Prague's eccentricity. You won't be just checking the time, you will be transported to a world where universe is dancing before your eyes. Tourists, literally, like the astronomical clock show is over, and they are just running to see other beautiful landmarks of this charming city. I'm incredibly thankful to each and every one of you who is supporting me by buying me coffees. Your generosity means the world to me. Subscribe to my channel for the regular dose of European charm and travel insights. See you next time. Bye!